sensual salute. We're the stars, you know. Watching you know. As the curtains rise, let our hearts sway into every beat we dance in this magical. We're wrapped up in the rhythm. Every note feels so right. In this sensual salute. Tonight, our night, feel the fire burn.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is me, Kevin, back for another post-game recap. And don't you want to dance with that music, that intro music? Again, thanks for producer Josh for coming up with that one. And today we are going to talk about the Suns versus the Detroit Pistons, of course, where the Suns lost 125-133 is your final score in favor of Detroit Pistons. And the Suns now are sitting at the 11th spot in the Western Conference standing. So it's going to be a tough back. Well, not really, because this, in the middle of the pack, they're just like one record away, or one win away, or two losses away. So it's a bloodbath, basically, in the Western Conference. Not a lot of room for teams. One loss, you die, basically. In this tough Western Conference, but the Suns have now lost 2 in a row once again, finding themselves in a hole in the last 2 games. After the last 2 games, that is. So yeah, this is the game where the Suns are missing, first time in the season, Devin Booker out with that groin issue, and it has been an issue for the last couple of years. Every season he seemed to injure that groin part, and for Book, we know the story in the past that there were some cases that he rushed his return, and hopefully that doesn't happen. So I believe from the reports that we got is that Booker's going to miss this one and the next game against Denver, but will be reevaluated early next week. So I'm not sure where that early is, Monday, Tuesday, but he will get reevaluated. So I'm not sure if we're going to see him in that Christmas game against Denver in Arizona, but my only hope is that he doesn't rush his return. So there. So let's talk about this game earlier. Good morning, by the way, or good evening, depending on where you are. It's evening time at this time of recording, so that's where I'm going to start. Good evening. Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons. They were led by their star point guard, Cade Cunningham, had 28 points and 13 assists, double-double from him, and 47% shooting from the field. Really controlled the game, basically, and hit that tough three-point shot to take that game away from the Suns to steal. And Jaden Ivey, who was coming to this game, was probable because of that knee injury, ended up scoring 20 points and 8 assists and 8 rebounds, almost a triple-double for him, and 66.7% from 3. Jalen Duren added 17. He was 7 for 7 from the field. No answer for him from the Suns. His only misses were the free throw line, 3 out of 5, and then sorry, I thought Jermaine O'Neal for a sec there, but Tim Hardaway was going to say. Tim Hardaway 16 points, 66.7 from 3. That's 4 out of 6, and 60% overall. Tim Hardaway has been a torn on the Sun side for the past 2 or 3 years now, so we don't want to see him. And then the X factor in this game was Malik Beasley. Scored 18 points and 5 of 11 from 3. He shot some crucial. He was able to make some crucial 3 when the Suns were climbing their way back to the game, but he just have had all the answers, in those stretches to pull, to basically help his team. And then going over to the Suns side of things, of course, Suns were led by Kevin Durant with 43 points in hope to alleviate what's missing, the points per game missing for Book. 43 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Bradley Beal's 26 points and 6 rebounds and 5 assists, only 2 turnovers for him. And Tyus Jones had 19 points on this one, had 2 turnovers, but and only had 2 assists. For Tyus Jones, he had been, has been on fire in the field. Really, those floaters are working. His 3-point shots are working, so that's great for him. And we definitely needed those points from him, especially if Booker is going to miss a few more games. And then you have Yusuf Nurkic here, 10 points and 7 rebounds, and Royce O'Neal added 11, 60% from deep. So Royce O'Neal continues his awesome shooting in this game. But not a lot of attempts, if you'd ask me. Just 5 attempts on those 3 makes. Grayson Allen had to leave the game early because of concussion protocol. Unfortunately, he was the receiving end of an elbow from Simon Fonticino on that putback shot, and his elbow just landed on Grayson Allen's head, and Grayson had to be escorted back to the locker room. So we hope Grayson does not miss time at all, but knowing concussion protocol by the NBA, they're really strict on that, so we're looking at a few games here being missed by Grayson Allen. Ryan Dunn added 5, Mason Plumlee added 5, and Monty Morris added 4 for this game. So in terms of the shooting numbers, the Suns actually shot the ball well, 57.7% from the field compared to only 55% from the Detroit Pistons. In terms of the 3-point shooting, almost identical at 48%. Detroit was just up 0.4 because yeah, 48.7% from the Pistons, and 48.3% from the Suns from 3, and free throw shooting 91.3% from rather from the Suns on 23 attempts. So that's 21 for 23 compared to 72.7% from the Detroit Pistons, 16 for 22 from the field. So just by looking at the numbers here, you'd say the Suns actually had more rebounds. Oh, actually, it's just tied. But if you see the numbers at first glance, you didn't think the Suns lost this game. You would have thought that they would have won, like at least a close game, right? But no, this was an 8-point lead at the end of regulation, and the thing to blame is, of course, the turnovers. The Suns threw the ball away 19 times compared to Detroit Pistons 13 giveaways on this game. And more importantly, the Pistons scored out of those 19 turnovers 34 points from those 19 giveaways, only compared to the 21 that they scored, or that the Suns scored off Detroit's turnovers there. So that was the difference in this game. And you don't have to be like an analytic maniac to realize that was the biggest problem and the biggest culprit as to why the Suns lost, right? So if you're going to turn the ball over, give that away, you might as well just defend, right? So the Suns haven't been doing that, and some of the schemes earlier today, those are just some of the, you know, some of the bad or the worst defensive effort that you would see, and effort miscues, whatever, that you'd see from the Suns over the last two games against the Pacers and this team, the Detroit Pistons. They've allowed about 124 5 points overall from from those opponents. And overall, the Suns in the last 5 games has been allowing 111.8 points per game to their opponent. So that's not good. And the Suns really need to you know um, focus on the defensive end. And they're a high octane team, a high powered offense, and they are expected to score over 100 each game, but they have to take care of the defensive issues, not allow. If you can make it tough to your opponents and have them score below 100, that is solid. But I'm asking at least just 105, right? If you're going to score 130 or 120, at least double down on D, and just oh my goodness. But yeah, let's just compare some of the numbers here. Cleveland Cavaliers, they are high powered as well in terms of offense. They have allowed their opponents 110.1% and they're leading the East, right? So they are doing their fantastic job balancing their offense and just being a pest. Well, not really being a pest per se, because 110 is still high, but just doing enough in terms of defense. Of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers lead the East at 25 wins and 4 losses. So to see what's working with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They know how to balance stuff in terms of defending and, of course, high scoring. The Celtics, of course, has always been the barometer for a couple of years now. They are allowing their opponents just under 110 points at 109.61 points allowed this season. And for Boston, let's look at their numbers in terms of turnovers. I wanted to look at this as well. They are 11.8. That is good for the first in the league and taking care of the ball. So that's why they are a championship team, right? And then for the Thunder, who's leading the West, they are only allowing their opponents to score at 103.07 points a game. That is a phenomenal job by the Thunder. They have some of the scrappiest players out there. Dort, the Jalen Williams, and other guys there. Their stars play defense too, rugged defense, and their turnovers 11.9, just behind the Boston Celtics. Good for the second in the league of taking care of the ball, basically. So the Suns have a long way to go in terms of their defensive effort, and as well as their turnovers. Um, so the Suns, we talked about, or I talked about their turnover stats here. Last 5 games, won 11 or 11. Sorry, last. Let's talk about overalls. The Suns overall this season won 14.2 turnovers per game. That's good for the ninth place. Not good enough to contend. Basically, if you're a contender, you want this at top 5 in terms of taking care of the ball, and the Suns are close. So, and we thought, we have left the turnover issue in at least the first half or first few games of the season, and as well, and certainly from the last season where we saw this team like throw the ball away more than a few times of our liking. But obviously getting 2 point guards that had at some point some of the best assist to turnover ratio doesn't help. Of course, Tyus Jones and Monty Morris, and of course um, a much more fitting coach than Vogel in Mike Budenholzer. I thought this wasn't just, this wasn't going to be a problem, and this was just in the earlier part of the season. These are just jitters, but 27, 26, 28 games already, and we're still having this conversation. That's just not a good sign. But of course, as we always say, we hope the Suns can fix the mess in the defensive side, and the taking care of the ball thing. So, just wish us the good luck, right? And of course, lastly, the injury bugs, right? Injuries, by the way, have been talked about by the guys from the live show. We had a guest with Jake, the last live show from the He's on Fire podcast. So that link is going to be there in this video's description. So I hope you guys check it out. So yeah, those are the few things that I really like. I really want to comment on defense and as well as the turnovers. So it really sucks that we have to kick this Christmas week with a loss, but we hope that the Suns, of course, win against Denver. It's going to be tough from here on out. And the games against Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons are, you kind of hope that the Suns would, get a win to bank those wins, really, and at least be 3 or 4 games above 500 going into the game against high-powered Denver Nuggets team. But Suns failed to do that, and of course they're going to have a hard time battling the Denver Nuggets with that altitude, and as well as the 4-time MVP. I lost count already with MVPs of Nikola Jokic. I believe 3. But so it's going to be another hell of a game again for the Suns, and we hope that they come out on top, obviously. So the Suns will meet this Detroit Pistons next year. That is going to be their next game. I believe January 18th. Let's see. Yes, January 18th at the home of the Pistons there in Detroit. So yeah, that's their next game against this team. But Monday or Tuesday, my time, that'll be the Denver Nuggets. It's a back-to-back situation against this team. The Denver Nuggets, of course, December 23, and the Christmas game on ESPN, December 25 in Arizona Footprint Center. Denver Nuggets as well. Okay, so on Monday, 8 p.m. Mountain or AZ time, and then December 25th, 8:30 Mountain Standard or AZ. That's like 10, yeah, 10 a.m. for me, 10:30 on Christmas, on that Christmas game day. So there we go. Did I forget anything else? No. So yeah, a couple of reminders. Yeah, there. So I talked about the latest live show. The comment for the link on that for that episode will be in the comment section. Not in the comment section, but the description box. And send a kid to a Suns game this year. Donate to Dave King's Brightside Nights, and you can go to brightsideofthesun.com or suns.com/brightside to make your donations. I believe they are having a raffle draw. You're gonna get a chance to win some merch if you donate. So kudos to John Voida, managing editor of the Bright Side of the Sun, for putting this all together. So if you have some spare, it's a season of giving. $15, send a kid to a Suns game. And another donation drive or donation campaign that I want to put out there is for the cost of Siro, our friend from Kenya, number one Suns fan in Kenya. Siro, of course, he's going to go to the U.S. Has that 50%, I believe, scholarship, and we're hoping that he can catch a Suns game. So donate for a cause there, or for his cause, and your money you won't go to waste, people. These are good campaigns that you can participate on. And if you like the content that we're putting out there, you can as well donate to us. Just click the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. I'm going to put that in the description box, and you can send us your regards. Just $5, the lowest donation that you can put in. We'll take care of the credit card fee for you. But yeah, if you like the videos that we're making, and of course live shows, just don't forget to help us and support us, and we'll promise to give you more good content. And I think that's about it for me. It's 10:24 in the evening, and I want to say goodnight to my folks here in the not folks, but my friends here in the Philippines, and good morning again to my friends in the US, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope you enjoy your days. And like I always say, not days, enjoy your day and the coming holidays. Oh my goodness. But like I always say, be kind to each other, and I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one now. Bye.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay with us as the Suns get set to shine here on their home court.
Here's Perry. Cigar Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good!
Al McCoy with you courtside. Pumped up a three.
Shazam! He ties it. Hey, D.A. Al and Tim up here.
Happy birthday!
Right. Yeah.
I know it's a moment. Happy birthday, baby!
Here's Cameron Payne out on top. Durant, three-pointer straight away.
Shazam! I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in this arena this afternoon, to all of those that are watching and listening on radio and TV. Thank you for allowing me to tell the story of the Suns for 51 great years.
That pretty much wraps things up here. And for one last time, this is Al McCoy saying thanks for being there. Thanks for being with us tonight. And from the Footprint Center here in downtown Phoenix, we'll just say so long for now.